So here we are with another little video update. It is now week 16. I just gave them another watering, and they seem to have bounced back pretty damn well from that fan leaf trimming. At this point, it's almost feeling like I need to get one of these out of here like a lot sooner than I thought. So I might try to mess with a heater in the greenhouse. So that'll be a fun little experiment. I have done that before. That's mostly been like end of the season thing I would do. So like I've done a couple outdoor grows where I've needed to like put the heater in the greenhouse, during the end of flower, like September, October, it just starts getting pretty cold. And just to kind of extend that season a little bit, I stick a heater in there and it actually works pretty well. But I haven't actually tried that in springtime yet. So I need to like figure out a way to do it that doesn't get it like too hot during the day when the sun is shining. So I'll have to like put it on a timer or something, I guess, and see what I can do with that. But I don't think I'm going to be able to stretch these things another 2 weeks. So I might have to get one of these out there earlier than that. And so I'm going to be doing some experimenting in the next week or so, trying to see if I can get a decent temperature dialed in to where I feel comfortable throwing one of these outside, which I honestly think they might be okay outside anyway. I mean, they're already in a nice hardy state of growth. We're already well above freezing point. I think we have a couple more days. I know I said this last time, but the forecast keeps getting colder somehow. But I think we only now have like 2 more like 39-degree nights coming up, and then it's all 40s from there. And I think either way, as long as it's above freezing, I should be fine. But we'll just have to see. I don't have like an actual heater in there. So what I would normally do is I would get like an actual radiator heater or whatever, like one of those metal stand-up radiator heaters. That heats the greenhouse, no problem. But I'm trying to see if I can do it with just like it's not quite like a heat mat. It's like a more solid plastic thing. It's for heating like a reptile cage, but I no longer use that one. I have a bigger one that I use for my reptile cage, so it's just been kind of sitting around. But it's like a little, I think 40-watt heater or something, and I'm experimenting with sticking it under the pot of the kiwi plant I have in there and seeing how that kind of works out. But yeah, as for these plants, they are looking pretty good. They are getting pretty tall. We're almost to the so this is like the line where I'd had the scrog net pretty much every other time. So we're pretty much getting up to scrog net height there, which is kind of why I do want to get this thing out of there. It's like at the very least, like spread these things out and get them a little bit lower down and kind of get some of these inner nodes to grow up a little bit. But it's just, I don't really see the point in trying to move stuff around. I think a scrog net is going to be the best way to train these things at this point. So I am kind of just waiting until I get the scrog net in there. And so I might end up doing actually like 2 layers of scrog net for once, which is how you're supposed to do scrog nets. Usually I do it pretty lazy and I don't start scrogging until like basically they're in flower already. And I'm thinking I'm going to do like an early scrogging at the end of veg and try to get like the form kind of set and then flip to flower, and then kind of put the second layer of scrog net like you're supposed to get that nice even canopy of nugs. So hopefully this is going to be like a really, really nicely done scrog grow compared to the sort of like lazy scrog grow that I have been doing. Of course, they're going to have a lot more room to spread out, so the per plant weight is going to be fantastic, I think, on this grow. And hopefully just the overall weight ends up pretty good because, I'm trying to improve here. It'd be nice to get some super fat yields from 3 plants as opposed to like having to work like 6 or 8 plants to get that weight, you know what I mean? Because this is so much easier. Like just having like even 4 plants in here is so much easier. But like once I have it down to 3, oh, it's going to be great. I can't wait. Honestly, I really can't wait. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, just a quick little update. Not a whole lot happening. It's in veg. Veg is doing good. It's pretty hard to fuck up veg in my opinion. Like you can fuck up the seedling stage pretty easy, and like even flowers like pretty hard to fuck up, but like you could probably fuck up flower a lot worse than you could fuck up veg. Veg is like almost impossible to fuck up. So like if you make it to veg, you're fucking good. Just like try to get your shit set up nice for flower basically. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot going on. I think I might rotate this plant just because it's looking a little scrawny there on the other side. Let's get that some extra light, why not? It should start looking even better once I get everything nice and spread out and get a nice even canopy going on. All right, another quick little update. It's still week 16. It is now 4:20, and I decided what better day to make the big move than today. So you'll notice there are only 3 plants in here right now. I've also made another weird little change. I'm deciding to try, since I have the room for it now, I might as well and get these things like, as evenly spread out as I can, right? Putting the fan on its side, see how that works out for things. But yeah, I got the room for it, so I might as well get, the complete like under canopy covered by air, and then have this can't see it obviously because the corner fan is blowing down onto it. Not like the best coverage of wind that I'd like, but it is still something, and it works pretty well, I think. So that should be good. We're trying that out. Other than that, though, yeah, we're going to be moving that other plant into the greenhouse, that is. The temperatures aren't like too amazing in the greenhouse. They are like a little bit warmer than ambient, but most importantly, having that heat pad, like it's been keeping the pot of that kiwi plant pretty damn warm. So it's almost been keeping it like too warm. So I'm going to be trying that out. And I think just the fact that the roots are going to be kept warmer is going to help a lot. But I am going to kind of put like a little bit of like spacing between the heat and the pot so that it doesn't overheat either. So we'll have to be a little bit careful about that and kind of read the plant, see what she's saying. But yeah, here we are, got all 3 plants nice and set up in here. I'll probably start scrogging in the next couple days. I'm just like really not feeling it right now, especially since it's 420. Just wanted to show you guys what I'm up to here. And then I'm about to throw this bad girl into the greenhouse, so I'm just gonna do that real quick and probably give you guys another update. All right, so here we are. I'm actually inside the greenhouse. There's not a whole lot of room to film in here, but I didn't want to like keep the door open and let all the cold air in or all the warm air out, whatever. But anyways, here we are with my little heat mat down there. Got some nice reflective flooring down here. This is just like this cheap little shop light from Harbor Freight. Let's see if I can get a good view of this. What is that, like a little quad bar LED shop light type deal? But yeah, should be fine. Probably start training this guy out a little bit. Not really like training it, obviously. I don't think I'm going to be scrogging this or anything, but at least get some of these limbs kind of pulled out and bush it out a little bit so it can start kind of growing upwards and not be so clumped up in the middle, right? I might even go so far as to take like only the tallest branches and do that. So we'll see how that goes, honestly, like do something like that really. Yeah, this will be an interesting plant. Just let it grow super big. I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up repotting it at some point. If it starts getting huge, I honestly might. I mean, I've got 5-gallon fabric pots. So, I mean, if this thing really starts filling this pot out, I might just transplant it and see where it goes from there. Because, I mean, this thing is big for putting it outside in April. And I don't get that much lighting back here, but I have a feeling this thing is going to do some growing for sure. I might stunt it by putting it out here too early. Hopefully this warming scenario I have going on here will help out a little bit. So I've got like instead of putting it directly, I had the original pot directly on this, so I'm trying to put this is actually an aluminum sign, so that should be really good at like kind of evenly conducting the heat and spreading it out. So there's no like hot spots, I guess. Of course, between that and the fabric pot, I have this plastic here, which is probably not the best thing, but the other pot was plastic and this thing is plastic, so it can't be that bad, right? And that should do a decent amount to stop like the roots from burning or anything, but it should still be able to like transfer a sufficient amount of heat to the root ball and keep it a little bit warm at night. It's something, right? Oh, and I should probably turn that fan on now, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So we will do that as well. I wonder if that'll help kind of spread some of that warm air around in here too. So hopefully that does something. Yeah, that's the setup. We'll be giving updates on both of these, obviously, the indoor grow as well as this little greenhouse grow here, which, yeah, it's getting a little crazy inside this greenhouse, and it's already pretty cramped in here, so I'm going to try to cut this video short here. But yeah, pretty cool little setup. I'm pretty excited about it, and hopefully you guys are too. I got the scrog net in, the first one at least. It's a bit of a slop job, but and I did the best I could, honestly. These things are a little bit on the stiff side, so it'll probably take a few days to really truly train them in anyway, but so far so good. I at least got them kind of spread out, got the canopy brought down a little bit. It's definitely not like a completely even canopy, but it's better than it was, I guess? I don't know. It's all right though. And once I get the second scrog net on there, it'll probably be a little bit easier to train it up. But yeah, things are looking decent so far. I also need to do a little bit of like cleanup work on some of this foliage. There is a whole lot of just all sorts of unnecessary growth going on down there. So I got to do some real like extreme skirting on these bad girls. But yeah, other than that, they're doing pretty dang nice, I think. One outside I also did some training on, but you know, nothing quite as crazy as this. Just kind of stretched that one out a little bit. Can't remember if I touched on that or not. But the one outside is doing just as well as these. Yeah, beautiful plants. Looking good, looking healthy. And I can't wait to see what they do, you know? But yeah, that's it. Just wanted to give a quick little update on my little scrog net here. So see you in the next one.